What is up, guys? So we're gonna continue with an active rest movement. We're gonna list several scenarios where you might wanna pick certain exercises based on that particular scenario. For this video, we're gonna take a look at a skill or movement facilitator. Just take a look at those two. So skill or movement facilitator. What that means is that your active rest is going to facilitate the skill or the movement that you are working towards. I want to put an example, a pistol squat. A pistol squat is a movement that if you don't have enough both hip flexor strength as well as hamstring flexibility, your leg is going to get up to here. And once you come down, you're going to touch the floor. So an elevated pistol squat would be a great idea. Now, a pistol squat, given the fact that you're working, that you need a decent amount of hamstring flexibility, if you see on the PDF, and you're probably gonna see it a lot, pistol squat and followed by an active rest of a seated forward fold. That'll mean that you go and you do your pistol squat set, then you get into the floor and you work on seated forward fold. What this is gonna allow you to do is get a greater range of motion in your hamstrings, which is gonna allow you to have a better pistol squat. Another one would be the L-sit. Seated forward fold, the more forward you can go, the easier the L-sit is going to be. So doing pulses or standing here, sometimes I'm gonna allow you to go wider into the pancake stretch, or standing. Anything that stretches your hamstring is going to facilitate the L-sit, is going to facilitate the pistol squat, is going to facilitate all type of handstand presses. So you're most likely going to see that on the PDFs, unless you see a shoulder opener if you're doing a handstand press, which is another one. Let's say a bar shoulder opener, and I'm working into even pull-ups. Pull-ups that require you to at least, it depends on the pulling strength and the pull-up that you're doing, but if you're doing a pull-up with 180 degrees of shoulder flexion and you wanna go up to here and your shoulders only get up to here, opening the chest, which is the antagonist muscle of the back, which is the one that we're working, might facilitate your next pulling session. Another one that is a skill or movement facilitator would be if you're doing CC squats, which is this movement right here. That requires a great deal of hip flexor mobility and flexibility. So I would do one set and then I will get into either hero pose, which stretches the hip flexors. Now, I'm gonna get into something with this particular movement, hip flexors, or I would go into a low lunge, but I would do posterior pelvic tilt in order to focus more on the hip flexors and not so much on the quad. Why? Let me go back to this one. So if here I'm stretching my quads, which is the muscle that a CC squat predominantly work the most. If you really want to develop strong quads with body weight, CC squats is the way to go, obviously if you adapt yourself accordingly. Now, let me put a simpler example, which is push-ups. If you do push-ups and then you get and do a back hands back chest opener, you are stretching the same muscle group. That is not recommended because it has been proven to reduce total power output and it affects your CNS in a way that you're not going to be able to be as strong in that movement. So that would be the opposite of a movement facilitator. If you're doing pull-ups, don't stretch your back, stretch your chest, and basically stretch the antagonist, which would be a skill movement facilitator. That's pretty much all that I can think of, but if you go to the PDF or on every single routine, I explain why we're doing this movement to facilitate the other movement. But if you are creating your own workout and you see a movement, and let's say you're doing squats and you don't have that much hip flexibility, even though the squats require hamstrings, lumbar spine, dorsiflexion, but for your specific case is hip flexibility, then your active rest movement might not be anything related to your hamstrings, might be related to your inner hips. That's why I want you to pay attention to these type of videos, so you follow the program, but you also adapt it to your own level and to your own specific need during that specific time. With that being said, guys, I'll see you on the next part. Peace out.